Hi, Christian. Hi there. I want to quickly record this video for you to show you how to scrape LinkedIn and capture um, all the contacts that you want and get their email address as well. So first off, you're going to need a couple of tools. One is DuckSoup. You already have that, so just make sure to install the Chrome plugin here, log in, and you'll be good to go. And you'll know that you have it straight when you're on LinkedIn and you see this duck icon and it's kind of green. The other tool you're going to need is Find That Lead. You already have that as well, so just make sure to log into that. I'll show you how they work together. So what DuckSoup does is it visits profiles and it scrapes them. So really all you want to do is click the DuckSoup icon, click the Visit Profiles button, and it's going to start visiting them and scraping them. What you want to do is create a targeted list first. So I use this title, Physical Therapist Owner. I suggest you use the same because those are the decision makers for your company. And you can see already there's almost 5,000 results here. So there's plenty of leads, plenty of emails here to capture. And once you have that list, you will click Visit Profiles and make sure the report and recorder for this tab button is on. Click Visit Profiles. There's some options here, so you may want to kind of quickly take a look at that. What they'll do, you can have it send messages, endorse them, skip profiles. I turned off most of them except for if the photo is blank. I wrote never skip any profiles because sometimes I wanted to visit people twice in a day for whatever reasons. Otherwise, it would skip it if I visit in the last 24 hours. And then there's limits here, right? So this is what I have, up to 400 visits per day. This amount, and I have some good pause times as well, because LinkedIn will kick you off if you're doing it too much. They'll kick you off for the day or two, block you for a couple of days, something like that. So once you have all that set, click the little duck icon, click Visit Profile. You'll be good to go here, and you just click Confirm. Okay, and DuckSoup will begin working. You can see it's working, pausing, and it's going to start visiting people's profiles. And you can really just let it run. One thing I want to mention that's really important is make sure that you are in incognito mode in Chrome. As you can see, the black, right? I'm in incognito mode. It's important because if you have too many plugins going, it could interfere with DuckSoup running its process. So it could really slow you down, could mess you up. Make sure it's incognito mode, and then you could really just kind of minimize it and go about your day. As you see, it's going to keep increasing here, and that means that it's working. It's visiting profiles, right? Now it's visiting Russ Poker, and while it's visiting it, it's capturing all his details. So that's really, really good stuff there. It's capturing his details, it's sourcing it, and then it's going to wait and do it again. So just kind of hold off, let it do its thing, keep track of who it's visiting, and eventually, over a course of a couple of hours or so, you'll have 300 or 400 profiles scraped from LinkedIn. So I'm just going to stop right now just because now you see how it works. Stop robot. And eventually, once it's done and it's up to a lot, you can click download data and you'll be able to download it into a spreadsheet form. And it'll look something like this. So this is about 11 folks or so that I've visited. You can see their LinkedIn profile. You could see what connection they are, their name, their last name, how long they've been on LinkedIn, their job title, the company they work for, and their company website. That's really important, company website, because that's what's going to help us get their email. As you can see, it doesn't capture everyone's website, but that's fine because it captures the majority of people's websites, right? So what you're going to do next is actually copy and paste this information into Google Sheets. So I have that set up already. I pulled a bunch of physical therapists, right? So I just literally copied and pasted this into here. And what I have sorted here is their email address, right? Basically, I have everything there, and then I got their email addresses, right? So the question is, how did I get their email addresses? And I have two here. I have personal and company. Company, you're going to use Find That Lead. That's going to be kind of the first bet that I would suggest doing is using Find That Lead. It has a very good plugin for Google Sheets. Again, it makes it a lot easier. You just click Get Add-on, search for Find That Lead, and you'll see it, right? Get Add-on, Find That Lead, manage, and I've already installed it, so you would just do that. Now what you want to do is, what Find That Lead's going to do is essentially check all the different variations of the first and last name of the individual, combined with their domain name to try to find a match for what their email address actually is. So you just go to Add-ons, Find That Lead, and then you tell it which is the first name column, which is the last name column, and what's the domain name column. So you see here what I have. First name is Cecile, last name is here, so that's CE, right? First name is C. Last domain name column is where's the domain name lives. It's actually here under J. And then I would just find emails, right? You got to get the API. That's one thing worth mentioning. You got to actually log into findthatlead.com and use the same login that Steve provided you. And there's a place where you can get the API key. You want to put that in here because that's the API that lets this run. And then you simply click Find That Email or Find Emails, and it starts running. And it's going to start filling in this column. I've already done this. But that's essentially what it would do. It'd start filling this column, and it will cost 1 credit. I think you have something like a couple of thousand credits a month, so there shouldn't be any problems there. And basically, that would be the way to get all of the emails. Again, you're not going to get all of them, but you're going to get a huge portion of them, which is great. For the ones that you don't get, one sec. See, find emails, and it kind of begins the process. It's running. So basically, for the ones you do not get, my recommendation is to then, oops, just want to delete this. For the ones you don't get, you can get their company email addresses, and you can do that through DuckSoup. So I would sort this actually. I would sort this by P, and all of the ones that are blank, I would then copy and paste them into a separate spreadsheet. So I would kind of sort this by P, data, sort columns by A to Z, and you see all the ones that are blank here. We have plenty of email addresses, but there's a bunch of blank ones. For these, I would copy and paste it, and what you can do with these is you have their LinkedIn URLs. What you can do is you can run it through DuckSoup and get their personal email address. So you can download their LinkedIn URLs in a separate spreadsheet, click upload a file for revisiting, and in that file, it can be basically just copy and pasting all the ones that don't have email addresses that you have here. Right? Who doesn't have an email address? Make sure to kind of copy all of them, and Find That Lead will then see, so for example, because I use DuckSoup, I got an extra, 50, 75 email addresses. It's their personal email address. What it really is the emails that they signed up to with LinkedIn. But most people sign up for LinkedIn with email addresses that they're personal. So that's what it provides you. And those will be like the extra kind of bonus ones. So what you do is you click the spreadsheet of all the ones without the email address. So you have that as a separate spreadsheet. And what DuckSoup is, it'll revisit all of their LinkedIn URLs that you provide, right? It'll actually revisit them. You just upload it, click revisit, now you can click visit profiles basically. or revisit data rather, or visit profiles. Yeah. And then you can click yes on this section, which will give you email addresses. I think it costs like $15 or something for every couple hundred you get, which isn't very much. And it requires duck soup points, yada yada. But that could be the way. Then you kind of run this again, click OK, and then once you download that file, it'll have all the extra email addresses. So basically, this is a way to get hundreds and thousands of email addresses for little, for $30 to $50 a month, which is how much you're paying for the tools. It's not very expensive, and it's pretty accurate. And given how much it generally costs to get leads, which is usually $1 per lead, and you can get 1,000 leads for $30, $40, it's just extremely cheap. So that's it. I know seems a little tricky at first, but it's actually very easy once you actually start running the process. So definitely review this video a couple of times and let's discuss and see what we can do.